All right, good morning. Good morning. Listening to other people talk, listening to Dangerfield, not Rodney Dangerfield, but yeah, I really enjoy listening to others, but I don't know what I want to talk about, what I want to say. Who do I want to be like? Let's talk about jealousy or money. Let's talk about success and failure. Let's talk about that guy in a full face mask back there at the bus stop. Yeah, let's talk about what I want to talk about. Well, I woke up today, I was thinking about money. Janet said to me last night, do I think I'm better than her because I have a Social Security number, a U.S. Social Security number, that I somehow think I'm better? No, I don't, Janet. I never said that. I don't think that. But I just don't want my daughter to be abused. I don't want my daughter to be abused by the state of California, by a mask mandate, which is not a law. I just don't want my daughter to be abused, period. And I recognize abuse, unlike you. I guess, normally mothers, this is a mother's fight. This is a mother who steps in to defend her child against abuse. Normally, it's the mom. Normally, it's the mother. But, Janet really doesn't have, I don't think being a mother is a very strong priority. Making money is the strong priority, which I can see, that I recognize. So, not even breastfeeding, for instance, which is the healthiest way to go when you have a baby. So, yeah, Janet, no, I don't think I'm special because I have a Social Security number and you don't. You have a ITN number, ITIEN tax number, whatever. I don't think I'm special. I don't think I'm probably like the bottom of the food chain here. Financially, I'm not Not a lot going on. So I'm not going to blame you for that. Because we can't make a decision together. We're together, but not in any decision making of any kind. Whether it's living situations or anything else. Just in no way are we together, except for, sleeping in the same room, helping each other out here and there, but in no real there's no two heads are better than one. Let's work it out, let's get through it, let's find a way, build a future. There's none of that. There just isn't. You could say that. You'll say the same thing too. So, no, I don't think I'm better than you. You just refuse to have the discussion of not, just other options, just other schooling options that aren't abusive, that don't have my daughter in a mask for 10 hours. There are other options. I've talked to you about it. When I talk to you about it, I'm not trying to fight. I don't approach you aggressively. I'm just saying, hey, I met a parent, and she told me that she's homeschooling her two daughters, and she actually gets money from the state or whatever for these art classes, for these other stuff, tutors, etc. And hey, wouldn't this be a great option? But I can't really talk. It's not the language barrier. It's just that you just don't want to hear anything I have to say. So I think, in a sense, you think you're better than me. You don't have. There's no you're not receptive to anything I have to say. And you think the mask is fine and it's not abuse. Well, Janet, the mask is abuse. The mask is unhealthy. It's not healthy. Just because everybody's doing it, there's I decree, hey, everybody wears a mask. I'm going to decree it. Newsom, or whoever, health official, I decree, wear a mask. Wow, is that how things work? And is that how slaves behave? They just take orders from rulers. So that's kind of how everybody is behaving. So what's the phrase? The emperor has no clothes or something. But Newsom just recently, he's taken photos, selfies. He thinks he's a superstar. I wouldn't want to be in his shoes, being so. I don't hate him, but I think people who abuse power should, first of all, they don't have the authority. There is no state of emergency for any of it. So you got to show me the emergency. So he's kind of, taking upon himself powers that really he doesn't have. The state of emergency powers, these are for emergencies like natural disasters, stuff like that. They're not for 2-year emergencies that just go on forever. They don't have these powers for that. Kind of like the executive order that the presidents have really started abusing. Oh, we're just going to write a executive order. Well, no, that's being abused, but just so commonplace. Trump did it, Biden did it, and everybody just, we're just all going to do it, right? So you can't complain about the other guy doing it when you're doing it. You did it. So, yeah, Janet, but no, I don't think I'm better than you at all. And I just want what's best for my daughter. I know I don't like the mask, and I know she doesn't either, so she's being abused. And like I said, I recognize abuse and you don't. Right. So, wear the glasses. I'm going to the car wash here. I got the deluxe car wash. I think I'm paying too much. I want to cancel it. Maybe I'll just go down to the lower level, lower rung. For some reason, I felt this sunroof is going to leak. I think sunroof leaks, but waiting for it to start leaking. But yeah, I want the best for my daughter. I don't think it's okay. Here we go. Here comes a leak. So right now, my daughter's being abused in a mask because her mother put her in a school where everybody behaves like slaves and idiots. Let's just say just like slaves. That's good enough. Everybody behaves like a slave. Everybody behaves like a slave. They don't make a peep. And if you question it, or if you ask some questions like I've done a couple times, they seem to be very uncomfortable. When I've asked the question, well, who's responsible if my daughter gets an infection from breathing in her own carbon dioxide? Is there a health officer, the nurse? Is anybody, a doctor that can sign off on this stuff that you have my daughter doing? I said OSHA has regulations with masks. Do you guys have any regulations for oxygen intake, etc.? Because if the workplace has that, why wouldn't a school have that? Why would you subjugate a school to a child to wear that mask for 10 hours or 8 or how many hours, doesn't really matter, without any test and see, hey, is this adequate? Are they getting enough oxygen? So I asked that. I said, well, is there any regulation? Is there? I did mention OSHA, and they really had no answer. They had no answer whatsoever. There is no regulation. There is no test. There's nothing. It's just absolute. It's just nothing. They have nothing. It just made up bullshit. It's made up bullshit. It's propaganda. Of course, you've known that, but if we're going to put masks on our child, let's make sure we're not hurting their health. Otherwise, you're supposed to breathe out toxins and you breathe in healthy stuff. So when you breathe back in that unhealthy stuff that you normally would just go out, and it gets trapped in your mask, and you breathe it back in, it could be there could be issues there, health issues. So I just asked the question, but they had no answer for me. They had no answer. They acted absolutely dumb. They were clueless because there is nothing. They have no regulation. There is no standard. Now, why would a workplace have that, but a school not have that? How can you mandate somebody cover their mouth with a covering, and there's no standard? There's no standard amount of oxygen that's breathing. We're just going to make you wear this. Whether it harms your health, it really doesn't really matter because COVID. So it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Trump knows it. Trump's a motherfucker for pushing all this shit in the military, signing Operation Warp Speed. Fuck you, Trump. Biden, who gives a fuck about him? All these motherfuckers, fuck all you guys. The only people standing up are parents, just regular people, not the military. They ain't keeping you free. That's all bullshit. You're not being kept free by anybody, any of the armed forces. They're spraying the sky all the fucking time. They're not fighting for freedom. So get that out of your head. They're not fighting for your freedom. Tough guys, tough equipment, big bullshit, ain't doing shit for you. They don't work for you. Maybe they work for fucking Bill Gates. Maybe they work for Israel. We know they go to war for Israel a lot. We know people like Kissinger, that old fat motherfucker. We went to war for people, to the Vietnam War, because of people like Henry Kissinger. So they don't work for you. They're not fighting for you. They're not fighting for your freedom. They're not benefiting you in any way that I can any recognizable way. Maybe there's some 5G chess way, but as far as being transparently recognizable, I mean, there could be acceleration. Yeah, let's just push it, accelerate. Okay. That's a theory, but there could always be some weird theory of chess, 5G, strategy, whatever. But let's just say, as far as we can see, there's no military helping you be free. There are some good politicians people who want to run. There's a few good in government, a few, like a couple, at least 2 or 3. Yeah, I don't know where I started here, but yeah, I got to figure out why this is not sealing. It's kind of, there's no closed position on this sunroof, like you never know if is this the close, or you just keep going down or up more, but there's no like click where it just, this is closed, this is proper. It just keeps going up and tighter or looser, but there's no actually click where it's it's in the right position, where it's in closed position. Unless I'm missing something. But yeah, that's my talk today. It's the 2nd February of February 2. I just got dinged by this car wash. It's $30, but the car wash price isn't bad. It's like $12 for the month. I mean, if you go through it one time, it's $12, right, or $6, so $7. But so yeah, I can go on the lower rung of the car wash, probably save $10, whatever. I mean, I don't know why I got the deluxe wash. I guess I was feeling like I could afford it, and you can really, if you hustling enough, you could just But I'm not going to be here every day. I could do car washes wherever. All right. Yeah, I guess that's my talk. I don't want my daughter abused, Janet, so no, I don't feel better than you. We just don't get along on any issue whatsoever. You refused to help me. I said, well, Janet, you won't discuss taking her out of that abusive situation. You put her in that situation. I didn't. You say no flat out, and then you try to guilt trip me for not doing this or that for you. Well, Janet, and you know, maybe that's what these other people try to do. They guilt trip me, you know, the twitching, whatever. It's all just a weird push against me to push me around, I guess. You know, are you easily pushed around? Maybe. So we'll get to that, the bottom of it eventually. You know, there's a stand your ground law here. Stand your ground. Yeah, so you stand your ground and then you draw down on somebody. Yeah. Anyways. All right. Peace.